You are in the presence of greatness, obviously. No, I'm kidding. This is this is the Pop and Positivity podcast. So you got Whitney Reynolds. I don't know where she is.
Hello,
And
hello.
I
Yeah.
and I'm Brady. We do this podcast because we like to talk to artists, celebrities, athletes, all the above about like what they really feel like, man. Like we're not gonna get deep, but like, we
Yeah.
want to be all positive over here. We know like you got a song on the radio. So first off and foremost, damn girl, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel?
It's weird. Like
Yeah.
anytime I get in a vehicle, I'm like, yo, can you put on like one of the iHeart stations? And then the second they put it on, I hear my song. And I'm like, okay, this keeps happening every time. Like that means it's in like a rotation. Like, and it's just so crazy. Everyone that I've ever met in my whole life sends me a video almost every day being like, I just got in my car and you're playing on the radio. Like, oh my goodness. It's just so crazy.
I love that. It's one of those things of actually getting in the car. We've talked about this with a few other singers and hearing your song. Did you ever feel like this moment would come where like people would be sending you this stuff?
Like I'm very like I've always believed in myself and always been like a huge dreamer and like manifested. Like I have in my manifestation book, like I will be on the radio. But like
Yeah.
when it actually happens to you, you're not like, oh, I didn't think this was actually going to happen. Like I just always dreamed it was going to happen. And
That's pretty cool, man. I got to know. So, talking about the radio stuff real quick. When you're growing up, I mean, you're younger, you're, in your teens, and you hear music from different ways and you discover music different forms. And I want to know, like, what is different about hearing yourself on the radio versus like a streaming service? Is there something about it that you just picture
yeah,
people listening, or what is it about that?
yeah. I mean, I feel like just growing up, the radio is just always like the coolest thing. Like the radio is just like put on the radio. Like it's just even when you're younger, like as you get older, then you start to, get other streaming services and you like create your own playlists and stuff like that if you're really, really into music. But like growing up, like you just always heard the radio. And it's like always every artist's dream to just be on the radio. And then when you actually get in, especially like hearing your local station as well, like I'm obviously from Canada. And when you hear like my whole life, it was always like, 94.5 Virgin Radio. And like to hear, oh, this is 94.5 Virgin Radio, Lawrence Luther Smith, fingers crossed. Like you're like, I just had deja vu. Like what? Like I remember hearing that as a kid and hearing like Adele. And now my name is being said on the exact same local radio station. Like it's just so crazy.
I love this moment, Brady, because I feel like it's really cool to hear the authentic side of what that's like. And like Brady mentioned, you are young, and I want to know, like, what was it like? I mean, like for me, a teenager in Oklahoma, I learned how to drive. I like went cow tipping, that kind of stuff. You've been like working your way up for this moment. What was it like growing up for you and knowing you had this dream?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of hard because I was from a smaller town and there was a lot of people. Like I'd be in class and the teacher would be like, what do you want to do? And I'd be like, I'm gonna be a singer. And
Yeah.
they'd be like, you're gonna be a singer. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. And they're like, seriously, Lauren, like pick a new thing to study. And I'd be like, absolutely not. Like I am going to be a singer. That is the only thing I'm doing with my life. And the only thing I'm working towards, I'm not becoming a doctor. I'm not becoming a nurse. Like, I want to be a singer. And like not nobody, because I've always had supportive parents and, my friends and family, they've always been super supportive. But it definitely, I was surrounded by a lot of people that didn't want me to be successful. And like, that's kind of hard when it's like not, all the people you're around just don't think you can do it. But I think that's what honestly motivated me the most. I like worked my whole life being like, I can't wait till I do this. And then everyone will be like, I remember when you said you were going to do it and I didn't believe you. Like I get that message all the time. Like I remember when you would sing for us and say you're going to be a singer and I would just laugh and be like, no, she's not. And now you're actually doing it. Like, I'm so sorry I doubted you.
It's so wild. I'm so cool. It's so cool to talk to you, like, as this journey is just beginning, because
Mhm.
eventually you're going to be way too cool to talk to me and all that thing. But seriously, you are you have a lot in common with Nick Jonas. Sam Smith, I believe, is another artist. Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, you are all on the Verge artist with iHeartRadio. my friend.
Oh my God. I
these
didn't
are
know Nick Jonas was.
Nick Jonas was as well, and this is what we're doing. We're helping you get out there into the world, and this is a way we're doing it with iHeartRadio. When you think back to, like younger years, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, were those artists, like, who were the artists that were, boom, I need to listen to that every single song. I'm going on YouTube. I'm listening for the radio for that song. Who are those artists for you?
It was literally Adele and Sam Smith. Like I know every single Sam Smith song by heart. Like I had actually had the albums on CDs and I would like put them in my CD player and listen over and over and over and over. Like
What's a
Adele and
CD?
Sam Smith.
What is a CD?
Yeah. I know.
like
In
a
like 10
business.
years, people are gonna be like, what's a CD? And then people are always like, oh, you're like so young, you probably didn't have a CD player. I'm like, no, I had a CD player, I had all the CDs, like I had everything. Like I was legit.
That's one thing I noticed. So I went to your Instagram and I mean, your voice, I mean, that's talent in itself. I could only imagine sitting behind you in math class and you could never doubt you if you heard you sing. And so I went through your different videos and you featured actually like Lauren, you did a tribute at the end of the year and it was like such a moving song. Are these like, is it voices like yours that inspire you or is it really all across the board?
Yeah. I mean, growing up, it was definitely I listened more to the voice, not necessarily lyrics, kind of before I started songwriting a ton. And I would listen to other artists that I felt like had, similar ranges and could hit like all the notes and like just songs that I felt like I could sing. Or like with a lot of Sam Smith and Adele songs, it was like I couldn't sing it, but I made it my life goal to one day be able to sing that song. But like now I feel like I listen more to like songwriters. Like I still think all these people are amazingly talented vocalists, but like I listen more to like Julia Michaels and JP Sachs and like more super, super known for songwriting rather than like Adele. She's known for her songwriting, but she's known for her huge voice and how talented her voice is. But growing up, it was definitely more, I listened to artists who sounded like me, I feel.
Your songwriting is incredible. Fingers Crossed is such an emotional song, and we feel it, and we've been playing it here in Chicago. I can't wait for you to come to Chicago and tour someday.
I'm so excited. I've always wanted to go to Chicago, and I've never been.
You're
Come on,
close.
girl.
Canada's close. So I gotta do this really quick before we let you go. We had a couple more questions. Asking for a friend. You're Canadian. What's your favorite Celine Dion song?
Oh, that's a great question.
If you don't say
honestly,
It's All Coming Back to Me Now, then you're wrong.
I feel like it is that one right now because it's trending on TikTok and everybody is singing it. So that one's like I walk around the whole house just singing that every single day because it's stuck in my head.
Oh man, I love that. Celine Dion, I'm telling you, the Canadians, they are voices. Celine's still like on tour. So here's one thing we ask everybody on the podcast. We always want to know, because again, right now you are known across the board for this song and it's fabulous, but we really want our listeners to know your heart. And we want to know, what is it that you want your legacy to be?
I've been telling everyone lately, I have like Inspire tattooed on my finger. But I literally, like, I could not care about the money. I could not care about anything in this industry other than people listening to my music and feeling inspired. Like, I want my whole brand. I eat healthy for the most part and like work out. And like, I want everyone to know all the great aspects of my life and feel inspired to do all of those things, whether like it's music or whether it's eating healthy or whether it's just being motivated and hardworking. Like, I want everyone to feel inspired by my music and feel like it helps people through their breakups. Because I grew up listening to artists being like, if that song did not exist, I would not be here today. Like, that got me through my depression. Like, I want my music to be that for other people and people to feel comforted by my music.
It certainly is. I appreciate the time. We are so excited for your career that is just springboarding throughout iHeartRadio. Keep listening to the radio. You're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it a lot when you come to Chicago because we're playing it. Actually, I got it coming up right here.
Well, and so, I was just going back to like it coming out. I'm mad it wasn't around when I was in high school. I would have been jamming out.
Yeah,
boys. You know,
like 5 years ago
like
when
upset.
Whitney was in high school,
yes,
that would have been.
My fingers might be crossed too with the exactly part.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Seriously, Lauren Spencer Smith, pleasure meeting you. I can't wait to actually meet, like hang and
in
stuff.
person. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks for hanging. Appreciate you joining the Pop and
Yeah,
Positive
thank you
podcast.
so much.
Talk to you soon.